So this is on a stand, and I'm not looking at the camera, so we're all safe. Okay, I'm just talking. I'm driving, so see, look. I'm not holding the camera, not looking at it. I'm being responsible. So here's the next day of my challenge or whatever, and I don't really know what to talk about. So my hair is getting kind of long, which is awesome. I shaved my head a couple years ago, like I buzzed it. I had a mohawk before that, and I stopped having the mohawk because it was like a lot of maintenance, as you can imagine. You have to keep shaving the sides repeatedly, and then I like slightly grew it out on the sides. It was super uneven, and I just wanted a fresh start, and I realized like how much my identity was wrapped up in my looks, especially my hair. So I shaved it all off to like have a lesson to myself and self-identity, and it was awesome. I loved having no hair. And then I got bored because you can't do anything without hair. Although the plus side is like shampooing your scalp takes like a second, and then your hair is automatically dry when you're done. You never have a bad hair day. And then also you can do really dramatic eye makeup and it doesn't look like weird or out of place because it's like the highlight of your head because like your hair is not present. So anyway, my hair like took forever to grow to where it is now. It was just really frustrating. It like got stuck at like this length. It like got there and just wouldn't grow anymore. It like had like muscle memory, but like for hair, which I know doesn't make sense because your hair is technically dead. Blah blah blah. I know. I'm just saying that's what it did. But now it's like about shoulder length if I straighten it. My hair is kind of like wavy. So I'm pretty pleased that I finally made some progress. I used to have like hair that went to like here-ish, and it was like really curly. And it was pretty, but it was super damaged, probably because I dyed it a lot. I mean, you know, that's probably why. So it was like, it looked kind of pretty, but when you got close to it, you're like, oh, that is not good. And it wasn't good. But since it's all like healthy baby hair, it's all good. I mean, there is still dye in it now, but it's like nowhere near how much dye was in it before. Again, these don't have a point, these videos, so if you don't like it, not that people watch this, I'm just supposed to do something, so here we are. My nose itches a lot. I think it's because the weather doesn't know what it wants to do, so sometimes the trees are like, pollen time, and sometimes it's like, we're dead, it's cold. So, my body's like, I don't understand what season it is. It was cold the other day, and now it's hot today, and so it's freaking out, so. What else? Anything else? I started cutting out dairy, like, 4 days ago? I think so. I've been a vegetarian for, like, 3 years, and I mean, like, no gelatin vegetarian, like an actual one. Like I know people who like say they're vegetarian and eat other stuff aren't actually vegetarian, but for some reason people think that you can do both. I'm not like being judgy or hating on people, but I just think it's weird. So when I say I've been a vegetarian, I mean no, I didn't eat gelatin or eat fish. Anyway. So I've not eaten animals for like 3 years, and a lot of my like, I used to have like pretty bad acne on my face. I still get breakouts. That stopped when I stopped eating meat, and then I have less mood swings when I stopped eating meat than I used to, and I used to be tired all the time. And when I stopped eating meat, my body got adjusted to not having that. It like leveled out a lot. But I still have like hormonal acne kind of all over, and it sucks. And I know there's a lot of hormones in dairy products that can affect how your body is processing different nutrients that it's taking in. And I don't know if that is directly affecting my issues, but it could be. And I've heard anecdotal evidence from other people that them stopping dairy like made their eczema go away. I've heard that from several people. I've heard somebody else say that they had really, really dry skin, that like no matter what they did, it just wouldn't, I don't know, stop. And they stopped eating dairy and their skin's like beautiful now. So I'm hoping that that will help with that. We will see. I'm sure it'll take a few months at least for my body to start adjusting to the different kinds of nutrients I'm taking in. I already eat like really well, and I already don't eat a lot of dairy. Like I never liked milk, and I only ever had it like in cereal. And then I learned that almond milk exists, and I was like, oh good, now I don't have to use it as a shovel for the cereal I was eating. So that's pretty sweet. But I did eat a lot of cheese and ice cream, and I'm a sucker for like cream fluffy pastry things because they're great. I never really liked candy that much. I mean, when I was little I did, but like I'm not like a super candy person. I'm like a pastry, cake, like dessert person. Not even cookies as much, but like straight up like nice fancy pastries. That's the kind of thing I enjoy. So I ate a lot of dairy through desserts because I love desserts, and I don't think that this is probably not good advice, but I don't think you should like restrict yourself or like die just because, I don't know. I always was like, yeah, I have dessert. Maybe don't eat like an entire cake, but like if you want it, just have it, you know. Maybe you can't eat a huge slice every day, but I kind of eat a treat every day because it makes me a happier person. That's probably terrible advice, but I do, because again, life's short, and yeah, I want it. Also, like, there's a lot of other stuff I don't eat. Like, I don't eat meat. I don't eat a lot of, eggs, yeah, because eggs have a lot of, they do have some omegas and things that are good for you, but they have other stuff that's not fantastic. Also, they're chicken periods, so there's that. I mean, I'm not gonna be like a hypocrite or anything. I totally have eaten those except for the last few days. But I am recognizing that they're not fabulous for your health. Anyway. But they make vegan desserts and stuff, so I'm trying to order that kind of thing. But I'm not gonna call myself a vegan, even though that's pretty much what my diet is. I like honey. I know a master beekeeper, and I've done research into it, and I think there's no ethical issues there with that, but other people do, and I understand their argument, but at the same time, like, I know a master beekeeper firsthand, like, I know who that is. I've interviewed him slightly-ish, and, like, learned about the process. One cool thing that he actually does, I don't know if other beekeepers do this, but if a bee makes a nest in somebody's house, like into the siding, which does happen sometimes, I'm parked by the way, then he has like a special little vacuum. It doesn't hurt them, but he like takes them out from the nest that's in a house that's bothering people, and then he takes it and he goes to his farm and makes a hive. And so, like, they can still live, they're just not in a place that's not good for the relationship between bees and humans. So he, like, they stay alive, they just they move apartments. Anyway, again, a lot of people will disagree with me and say that it's still exploitation. I personally don't feel that way. I've done the research that satisfies my questions about it, and I'm okay with it. So, but again, like, all the vegans are gonna say I'm not allowed to call myself vegan because I eat honey, and that I have to call myself plant-based. I think that's really dumb, and I think most of my friends are vegan, and they will all disagree with me. And again, no offense, no disrespect. I just think that's really dumb. Like, somebody who eats no meat and who eats no egg and eats no dairy is not allowed to call themselves vegan. They have to say they're plant-based because they eat honey. I don't get that. And then some people are like, oh, you can call yourself a vegan. And I'm like, that sounds cliche, it's a pun, and it makes the vegans mad because it sounds too close. I just think it's dumb. So, I don't have a label or title because nobody lets me. Oh, you're plant-based. I was plant-based before I stopped eating dairy. But it's a very different type of diet because I've switched around a ton of stuff I normally had no problem eating. I don't know. I just like, if you're pescatarian or vegetarian or an omnivore or whatever, it's all clear. Like, oh, you eat these things and you don't eat these things. Or if an omnivore, I guess you eat everything. But if you say plant-based, that could mean anything. You can call yourself plant-based and just have chicken every once in a while and eat like the rest all plants. Like, people still call themselves plant-based because your diet is mostly plant-based. But it could mean, I don't know. I just get really frustrated. I know people like think it's a cool trendy term and like, oh, it's more casual, it's not as intense, so we can be vegan but say we're plant-based and it doesn't scare people. Like, I don't care about that. So none of that mattered. And in the end, the only thing that dictates and directs my life is me. And the only thing that influences or controls my actions is me. And labels don't matter. We're all gonna die anyway. So, Happy New Year.